Okay. Well, hello. This is Anthony Bolling. We must apologize for the technical difficulties. We are terribly late for today's session of Chasing Gazillions Isn't the Same as Making Millions. I'm your host, Anthony Bolling, and we're going to get started with today's uh, presentation. Hopefully, we had a special presentation that we're bringing to you all today. We're going to be talking, if time permits, we wanted to talk about some of the tools that you will make available, that you will use as a real estate professional as you serve your clients. Uh, Again, this is the Chasing Gazillions. Ain't the same as making millions. Uh, it's a real estate career coaching call held every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Today, we are broadcasting live from the uh, Country Club at Woodmore here in Prince George's County, Maryland. Uh, I just came off the course playing 18 holes here today, and now I'm here in the clubhouse. And so we had some technical difficulties, but we're excited that you are here today joining us for today's presentation. And so let's just get started. So you want to be a real estate professional. We want to help you begin to shift your focus towards a career in real estate. And that's our goal here with the time that we spend here today together. This is normally a 30-minute call where we talk about, for real, those things that you will face as you begin your career as a real estate professional. Again, I'm Anthony Bolling. I'm the group leader for the Anthony Bolling Group. I've been a licensed real estate professional here in the District of Columbia in Maryland for over 30 years. No way possible for me to cram all of what I've experienced in 30 years into 30 minutes. My goal instead here is to talk with you about my experiences, share with you what you really are going to face when you're considering getting your license and becoming a licensed real estate professional. It's my hope and my encouragement that you become a real estate professional and you provide this services to your clients. After these discussions, though, we have had individuals who realize that this is not what they want to do. They don't want to be real estate professionals. They want to be investors, or they want to be hard money lenders, or they want to be developers, but not necessarily real estate professionals providing that service. And all that's great. There's a Q&A session typically held at the end of this presentation. I will get to those questions. If I don't, put them in the chat, send me an email. I will respond to all your questions. The goal here is to help you take the next steps towards becoming a licensed real estate professional or not. So let's move on. Shifting your focus. We're going to talk about real estate, being a real estate professional, and that it's a business, but it's also about the money. We're going to talk about the myths and categories and areas for you to focus on in consulting. We're going to touch on education, and we're going to touch on following up and following through. So let's jump right in. It's a business. Like any other business, becoming a real estate professional means starting a business. It's a new startup business. You should have a business plan for your new startup business. You should understand where you are intending to generate your income from and where your expenses are. And there are a litany of initial startup costs associated with becoming a real estate professional. Beyond just the pre-licensing education and the 60 hours that you have to study for to take the real estate exam, which prepares you to get your license, but there's continuing education classes, there's other professional developments, there's multiple listing fees, there's errors and omissions insurance. I find myself right now embroiled in a lawsuit where I was serving merely as the real estate broker between two parties. But when parties are not happy with the results they are getting, the parties get lawyers. Lawyers sue everybody who's involved. And now I find myself being adequately, by the way, represented because I had errors and omissions insurance. And we have a lawyer that's protecting me and defending me in this lawsuit. There's health insurance, there's internet and cell phone services, vehicle expenses. As I mentioned, I am the director of the commercial division here at Keller Williams Preferred Properties. Keller Williams is a franchise, a nationwide franchise, like so many other real estate brokerages that you will consider joining. And they have local market centers or local brokerage offices that you will consider joining that are owned and operated independently. Uh, those market centers or brokerages have monthly fees associated with you operating your business there. And so here are some of the fees that I pay to, in addition to being licensed and my licensing fees and other expenses. There are fees associated with running your business at a market center. Cap and cost of sales. Running a business here at Keller Williams, our model is a 100% pay as you go model. But what that means for real is that you have a capping system, sort of like the health insurance deductible. You know, every time you go to the doctors, they say, oh, well, your deductible is $30 or your deductible is $35. And you pay that throughout the course of the year, contributing towards your total deductible that you pay. And then your insurance picks up the other balance of the cost. The same is here with Keller Williams. They have a $25,000 deductible. We call it a cap, where when you start off working at a Keller Williams operations at a market center, you have company dollars of $22,000 and royalties that are paid to the national franchisor operator, $3,000 for a cap of $25,000. There are other costs of sales associated with also being in business. When you're doing transactions, right? There's administrative fees per transactions, and then there's coaching fees. Yeah, coaching. I've been involved in, as I said, I've been a licensed real estate professional for over 30 years, but I'm involved in coaching myself today. We all benefit from having other persons provide us with insight that are outside of our business, who understand our business, who can guide us and help us get to the next level of wherever we are in pursuit of our real estate goals. Someone can help you get there faster because they have skills and knowledge and experiences that can help you cut down on the learning curve, right? And so that's the value of a coach. And so if you are currently working your good government job or some other job and you're transitioning into real estate, uh, maybe you want to think about getting a coach to help you overcome a lot of the pitfalls that any new startup business is bound to encounter simply because it's a new startup business, right? Net commission income. As I mentioned earlier, it's a business, but it's also about the money. And so here's an example of potential income one might generate. But what I want you to really focus on here is what you keep in your pocket, because that's what really matters, right? What you keep, not so much what you earn. So in this example here, if you sold a property for $400,000 and you earn a 3% commission, which in the DC metropolitan region, generally speaking, commissions are 6% of the sales price. And there's a listing side and there's a buyer side. And so we sort of split it half the loaf. So if you're representing a buyer and you help this buyer buy this house and you earn 3%, that means you would generate $12,000 in gross commission income, GCI. Great, $12,000. But now you have those operating expenses, those costs of sales associated with that transaction. And so there's the 30% that goes towards your company dollars. There's that 6% that goes towards the royalties. If you're involved in coaching, there's another 10% that goes towards coaching. There's that administrative fee we talked about per transaction. And in the end, from a $12,000 transaction, you net $6,687. And then there's still the IRS and taxes that needs to be paid on that income, right? So again, one of the many challenges, one of the primary challenges that I see that new real estate professionals encounter coming into the business is not understanding the money. The money, not so much the business. Yes, they understand that it's a business, but they also don't understand about the money, that they come in and they are spending money they don't have. They think they've earned $12,000, but really, no, you just did a transaction that had a value of $12,000, but really you only get to keep maybe $4,000 after taxes on this transaction, right? I mean, just think about it. For every $12,000 you generate in gross commission income, you only really get to bring into your household $4,000 because the other $8,000 goes towards other aspects of the business. Well, we've been talking about capping and that $25,000, and we're 100%. And so your question is, hey, when do I cap? How do I get to 100% and earn 100% of what I'm doing? And here's the illustration for that. You start off with that $25,000 cap divided by 3%, because we be very conservative and assume that you're going to only earn half the commission. So that would generate gross sales commissions of over $800,000 divided by 36%. Remember, 30% goes to your company dollars, 6% towards your royalties. That would generate gross sales volume of over $2 million. And if your average sales price, remember, is $400,000 per transaction, in this model here, in this example, you sell 6 properties, sell 6 homes, sell 6 homes, you would quote cap, and from that point forward, you would earn 100% of all the commissions that you generate. Shift number 2, you're a real estate agent or you're a real estate professional. What you will hear me constantly reminding you is that you are a real estate professional, not a real estate agent. Yes, you are a licensed salesperson by whatever jurisdiction you're in. And yes, when you join a brokerage or a market center, you are an agent of the broker of record for that market center you're at, or that brokerage you're working under, whether it's Long and Foster, Remax, Keller Williams. There is a broker of record to whom you are an agent of. Yes, but we're here talking about you and your business. And when you focus on you and your business, I want you to think of yourself as a real estate professional. And this becomes so important because, yes, if you are representing the seller of a home, or you're representing a buyer who's looking to buy a home, yes, you have fiduciary responsibilities to those parties. And yes, you have an agency relationship with those parties. But first and foremost, what I want you to think about is that your company is providing a service, real estate services. And this is so important because of this issue of residential versus commercial services. And I want you to think, even though you're about to get your real estate license, or you've had it for a year or so, 2 years maybe, I want you to think, I'm a real estate professional, I'm licensed, and I can provide real estate services to my clients. My clients have real estate needs, and I can provide a service. My company, me, as a professional, I can provide a service. And so when I meet a prospect, when I meet an individual, and I'm talking to them about their real estate needs, I don't have to be limited. My business doesn't have to be limited to just simply, oh, are you looking to buy, sell your house? No, you can talk to them about any number of real estate needs that they have, and you can help them address those real estate needs. Now, you personally may not have all the competence or confidence to to satisfy all of their needs. And that's why you need to bring in other real estate professionals, right, who have those experiences, who can assist you, who you can make referrals to. But your business is at the front line talking with, I see it every day. A real estate professional is working with a buyer. The buyer is buying a home for $400,000, $500,000, $1 million. It doesn't matter. And the buyer turns to the agent and says, yes, I'm buying this house because, my company is growing and we're expanding, and, we're outgrowing our office space, and we're going to need more office space to lease because my company's growing. That's why I'm out here buying this new house. And the client says, can you help me with the office space? And the real estate professional turns and says, well, no, I only can, that's commercial, and I can only help you buy your house. You're on your own for the commercial space. And they say, oh, okay. And you are working with this client. They turn to you because they think you as a real estate professional can help them. Now, whether you can do it yourself, you have this relationship, you should be identifying others who can help you service the needs of your clients, which comes to one of the major myths that you will encounter as a real estate professional. And that is this myth out here that you are a residential agent and therefore you cannot do commercial transactions. And because there's some sort of special license that you get that allows you to do commercial transactions, and there is not a special license. People get some of the commercial designations that you can obtain in our industry confused with a license which authorizes you to conduct business. And there is no commercial license, period. And so you are licensed as a salesperson, and until maybe one day you become a licensed broker, and then that's it. There is no special commercial license. And if someone suggests to you that you can't do commercial transactions because you don't have a commercial license, that's just a myth. And you need to ask them to direct you to the section of the code, the real estate commission, somewhere that says that you can't, because you really can, and you should. You should be involved in these transactions. Right now, you may have relationships with someone right now doing a commercial transaction that you could be a part of, and you should be. Here are the major categories of where your income is going to come from. And yes, at the top of the list, it is residential. Sure, people have to live somewhere, and you can help them buy and sell their homes. But there are other opportunities, office buildings. I'm helping a doctor, a pediatric practice right now, sell their medical office building. I mean, it sounds like, overwhelming. I'm selling their medical office building. Well, the truth is it's a 2,000 square foot medical condominium building over here in Greenbelt. I mean, just think about where you go to get medical services with your kids and the office space they're in, right? At the doctor's office. The doctor doesn't have some big 300 square foot, 300,000 square foot medical building. He has a nice little small 3,000 square foot little building right here that you go sit in the waiting area and they service you. You could be helping your doctor identify their next office space, right? There's warehouse space, there's retail, restaurants, multifamily, land. So these are just some examples of, what you could do in those 6 areas, right? There's luxury homes you could sell. There's small office buildings that you could sell to a developer who would then redevelop that small office building into something bigger. You could represent local and national firms like Walgreens and help them identify small local retail space in a niche market like Anacostia, where they've targeted that area. You could help them find 2,500 square feet of space. You could help a landlord identify a national brand like 7-Elevens to move into their retail space. You could help an individual who's looking to invest in multifamily properties to create income generating properties, cash flowing properties for their retirement, and you can help them buy an apartment building. Or you could help an owner sell some land that they inherited, right? That they have no idea what to do with the land. So you help them sell it to a builder who then is going to build townhouses on that land. Now, one of the things that, although you have these 6 major areas where your income will be generated, one of the things I want you to do, begin to do, at least for the first 2 years that you are involved in real estate after you get your license, or if you've been in the business a year, I want you to pull back and focus your attention on one area that you are going to specialize in. Specializing and focusing on one area of business, one source of business, whether it's residential, multifamily, industrial, warehouse, office, focus on one, and become an expert in that area, right? Focusing doesn't mean that you're limited. Focusing will allow the market and other persons to recognize you as being an expert in providing that service. Like the Bolling Group, for example, right? We focus on helping clients acquire multifamily properties in wards 5, 6, 7, and 8 in Washington, D.C., units from 5 to 25 units. That's our primary focus every day. We get involved in a lot of other different transactions, but that's our primary focus. And that's what we have an expertise in. That's what we know. We know other things we've learned, but that's our primary focus. But you could be involved in retail. And you can see here, being involved in retail, as a retail real estate professional, you could offer a variety of services to a wide range of investors, landlords, tenants, developers, while always maintaining your focus on being a retail real estate professional, right? So you become an expert in everything associated with doing retail services. And then your clients' needs are so diverse that you get involved in different transactions as a retail real estate professional. So again, narrowing your focus doesn't mean that you're limiting your options. It means that that's how you become an expert in an area. And as that expert, people will seek you out for your special and unique skills and knowledge. Consulting fees. Your clients have a lot of needs. Some are parents, some are not. But there's going to be this line between doing real estate brokerage services and consulting services. And for me, I distinguish the two services as one is doing and one is thinking. One requires me to do a lot of things. One requires me to think. And if I'm doing, I'm a broker. As a real estate broker, the National Association of Realtors has identified that to help a client sell a residential home, you have to do, as their real estate professional, over 167 tasks. That's a lot of tasks. That's a lot of doing, 167 tasks. to help them sell a house, from putting up signs, negotiating contracts, back and forth, arranging, helping buyers get financing. I mean, the list goes on for 167 things. They help someone sell the property. That's doing. Thinking, though, involves where you have to think about how you're going to get something accomplished that isn't in the normal course of doing brokerage services. So here's an example of what I consider to be consulting services where I had to start thinking. I helped a buyer, an investor, purchase a multifamily apartment building, a 13-unit apartment building. And I was doing all the things necessary as a real estate professional to help them purchase that property. It was a lot of doing. There's more doing involved in helping them buy a multifamily apartment than there is in selling a house, I can assure you. But the point is, when I was done doing all of the brokerage real estate related services, the owner then turned to me and said, hey, by the way, I've got these notices. I have to obtain a basic business license from DCRA. I have to establish a rent ceiling. I have to go to DHCD and talk about rent control. And I have to send notices to the tenants. And he asked me to do those things. But I had to stop and think. I had to start thinking, because this isn't a part of brokerage services. This isn't helping him buy or sell the apartment building. This is other things related to the building, but have nothing to do with brokerage services. And so I had to determine that, it would take about 10 hours of additional of my time to do those services. And so I was able to charge $1,500, right? Which was still a bargain compared to if an attorney or others who do this as a part of their business, right, would have charged. But again, it was a client. I had helped him buy the building. And so I was able to think about it and provide that consulting services. The point here that I want to illustrate, that I want you to understand, is don't get outside your lane, right? Be clear about the services you provide in exchange for your commission that you're going to earn, because you're going to find that your clients are always going to be looking, on one hand, to challenge the value and the worth of your commission that you earn. And on the other hand, they're going to be pushing to have you do other things that go way beyond the scope of your services as a real estate professional. That they're going to have you do things that their lawyers should be doing, have you doing things that someone else should be doing, not you, right? So keep that in mind. Education. You already know there's education required to become a licensed real estate professional. It's 60 hours of principles you have to study about real estate, which prepares you to take the exam and get your license. But beyond that, there's still more education and learning you need to understand about operating as a real estate professional. And you can get that in a number of ways. Keller Williams offers a curriculum for both residential and commercial agents. There's outside education. CCIM, the CCIM Institute provides a designation, a commercial designation. It's a very prestigious, uh, coveted, certified commercial investment member designation uh, that you can obtain as a commercial real estate professional. Um, and there's real estate schools and other books, and there's mentoring, right? There's that coaching and mentoring, working with someone who has years of experience, who can help you learn to avoid certain pitfalls as you're moving forward in the business. Uh, then there's shift number 4, follow up, follow through. Uh, the point here is that every successful every transaction, successful or not, should be leveraged. That you should be working with your clients, particularly the ones where you were very successful, to have them refer you on to other transactions. And that comes by you following up with those clients uh, and asking for the referral. Uh, Again, there's been studies out here that show that most real estate professionals, real estate agents, they do a transaction with a client, they help them buy a house, they congratulate them, they give them a gift, and then that's it. 2 years later, 5 years later, 10 years later, that agent may still be in the business and has never gone back to that client for to help them with their next house or to help their children buy their next property. There's been no follow-up and follow through. And I want to encourage you that that's what you should be doing from the very moment that you get an assignment. You should be encouraging your clients to introduce you to other persons that they know who may not have a need for your services today, but allow you the opportunity to nurture a meaningful relationship over time with someone they know and trust. Because that's what you want your business as a real estate professional is built on, that you are a known and proven and trustworthy professional who's providing real estate services, and they should be referring you on to friends and family and colleagues. And that's what you should be focused on with your new business. Well, we've come to the end, and I know because we got started late, we also are still finishing just about on time. We sort of rushed through it. Okay, hold on. That's again, I rushed and I know it's crazy, right? It's like, can you turn off your phone? Right? And okay, there you go. I want to thank you all for attending this live stream presentation of Chasing Gazillions is not the same as making millions. So you want to be a real estate professional. We meet every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Rain or shine, technical difficulties or not, we're going to be here to answer your questions about your interest in becoming a real estate professional. And when you or someone you know is ready to get into real estate, whether as an agent or an owner, a seller, a buyer, an investor, a tenant, please call the Anthony Bolling Group on 339-6979. Remember, our leveraged relationships will save you time and make you money. What's next? Some next steps. This is a live stream Zoom training that we offer at Keller Williams. Helps you with your mindset, getting you ready to start your business, putting you in the right mindset to have great success. If you are interested in learning more about becoming a real estate professional, whether you want to join a Keller Williams Market Center or my Market Center or another one or someone else's center for that. I'm a career real estate coach. I'm interested in helping you find the right place to start your real estate business. We offer informational sessions on Tuesdays and Thursdays here that you can register for. Tell them that when you register that you attended the coaching call with Anthony Bolling, and then you get additional discounts and privileges by mentioning Anthony Bolling. Anthony Bolling sent me, or I was on the coaching call with Anthony Bolling, or he had that coaching call, chasing gazillions, ain't the same as making millions. So I want to be a real estate professional. And that's how I got the information. Mention any of that, and then you'll be pleasantly surprised with the discounts and the other benefits you get by mentioning my name. Finally, there's some recommendations that I like to make here. No matter where you are in the business, new, thinking about it. Again, my goal here in this coaching call is to provide you the benefit of my 30 plus years in the business to help you cut through a lot of the clutter and the chatter and the cacophony of noise that's out here to get to something that's going to really make a difference in your journey into a career in real estate. And here are two books. Here are two books that I recommend initially that you consider getting paperback or an audio. The Millionaire Real Estate Agent is written by Gary Keller from Keller Williams. And it is a staple in our industry. The analogy that I like to use when describing this book is that this book will teach you how to build a real estate business. It will teach you, by analogy, how to build a racing car, right? The E-Myth Real Estate Agent, Why Most Real Estate Businesses Don't Work and What to Do About It, by Michael Gerber. It's a part of the E-Myth series. And Brad Cohen, who is a Keller Williams agent. The analogy I use here is that if the MREA, the Millionaire Real Estate Agent book, teaches you how to build a race car, then the E-Myth Real Estate Agent teaches you how to drive it. And there's a difference, right? I mean, I hope you can see that, that knowing how to build a race car is different than knowing how to race it and run it fast. And these two books are complementary in that way. You have to understand the industry, the business, the car, but they are teaching you two different, they come at the same point, but from slightly different perspectives And for that reason, I recommend both these books. Next, these two books here. Yes, you have to get on the telephone and call someone and tell them that you're a real estate professional, that you're in business. And you have to get on the telephone. You know, get on a Zoom call, get on telephone, send up smoke signals. Somehow, okay, you have to get that out. And a lot of us do business in a lot of different ways. Myself, I put on seminars and I do a lot of different things. But if you are just getting into the business, this is your first or second year in the business, you need to be on the telephone. And if you cringe at the thought of getting on the telephone, then that's going to be reflected in the amount of income that your business generates, right? I mean, it's just no way around it, right? And there are plenty of companies out here who feed off of realtors, real estate professionals, concern, fear, doubt, reluctance to get on the phone, and they sell you, they feed off of the realtor, right? And offer you all kinds of solutions to avoid getting on the phone and calling people that you pay for, that eat into that $6,000, right? So I'm saying don't do that. Instead, invest in one of these two books or both of these books. Fanatical Prospecting is a fantastic book on why you should prospect, the importance of prospecting, how to prospect, what to say, what to ask. It's a great book. I mean, it is, it's just a good book on prospecting. Now, Jeb comes at it sort of, high octane, go get it done kind of approach. On the other hand, Sydney Walker, How I Conquered Call Reluctance, the Fear of Self-Promotion, and Increased My Prospecting. It is the other side of the same coin. The bottom line is they both tell you got to get on the phone. I'm telling you got to get on the phone. But Sydney certainly comes at it from a different perspective. It's one that resonated with me. I found it enjoyable and comfortable. And I think a lot of us, a lot of you all will benefit from Sydney's approach initially to prospecting on the telephone. He's going to help you overcome a lot of limiting beliefs that you have about people who call on the phone that is serving to block you from getting on the phone, right? I mean, if you think salespeople who call are interrupting and are an annoyance or whatever it is, negative, then that's consciously, subconsciously keeping you from getting on the phone, right? But you will enjoy what Jeb has to say about it, and what Sydney has to say, and how they both come at it. So get those two books. Well, that, ladies and gentlemen, concludes our presentation here. Again, want to thank you for being a part of today's presentation. I'm gonna stop sharing. I think I have stopped sharing the screen. So again, I'm Anthony Bolling with the Anthony Bolling Group, and I want to thank you for coming out to hear the latest edition of Chasing Gazillions. Not the same as making millions. So you want to be a real estate professional. Every Wednesday at 5 p.m. To answer all your questions from career real estate coach Anthony Bolling. Hey, have a great evening, and I will see you out on the course. Take care. All the best. Bye. All right.